Hey, half-asters! Well, after 2.5 years of cruising the country in our American Coach Patriot Class B, we finally decided that it's time to leave the van life and trade it in. In this video, we're going to talk about all of the good things we love about the van, some of the experiences we had, and why we decided that we needed a change. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Hey there, I'm Rose.
And I'm Dan. And we are the Half-Ass Travelers. Well, half-assers, the day has finally come. We've been talking about this since the Tampa RV show in January. Actually, before the Tampa RV show in January. Last year when we got back from one of our road trips out west, we did a video on whether or not we would do that trip again in the Class B. And in that video, we talked about the things we liked about the van and some of the things that were a little challenging. If you haven't seen that video, we'll link it in the description so you can check it out. But today we're heading up to La Mesa RV. We're trading in our American Coach Patriot Class B. Yeah, Rose is very excited. I'm a little less excited. You know, if you've been watching our channel, you know I love the Class Bs. Class Bs to me are just so versatile, and there's a lot of good things about the Class B. But also there's some things that are lacking. Space for one of them, and that's probably why, isn't that why you don't like them so much?
That's huge.
Yeah, it's a huge thing. Let's talk about some of the things that we like about our Class B. And I think first of all is the brand, American Coach. This Patriot, I mean, we have had some mechanical difficulties here and there. We had an inverter go out on us, but in all fairness, that was probably a mistake that we made. The macerator pump went, but that was an easy and quick fix, and it was covered by the warranty. That's pretty much it. I mean, we had some issues with the cabinet screws, the hinges not having long enough screws that we ended up replacing, but that was just a few screws and a screwdriver, right on?
Yeah. Really,
we have had no issues with the American Coach. This Patriot has handled the roadways. I mean, we're riding in it now, and it's a smooth ride. It's a comfortable ride.
Very comfortable.
Yeah, but it's also very versatile. This has a 4-wheel drive Mercedes 3500 HD chassis, and when we were doing our road trip last year, it took us to some places that we would not have been able to go in a regular RV. Specifically 4 boondocking spots that we found. One of them in Sedona, Arizona. We were able to navigate these kind of rough dirt roads, washboarded roads, to find an awesome spot. In fact, I'm going to put some video up of the spot we found. It was gorgeous.
Was it the spot that I was hunting for my rocks?
Rose, you're hunting for your rocks everywhere. But I think the spot you're talking about is right outside the Badlands National Park. There's a very famous campground, or it's not really a campground, it's just like a cliffside that is dispersed camping right outside the west entrance to Badlands, and that was another great spot that it would have been a challenge. I mean, they get bigger RVs in there, but it would have still been a challenge. Yeah. And then what was the other boondocking spot we had? Oh yeah,
the one that we were above everybody else.
Oh yeah, that was at Capitol Reef National Park.
I think that was my favorite.
That was Rose's favorite. We were able to get up on a kind of a little hill above where everybody else was dispersed camping, because we could make the steep incline. We had enough approach and leaving clearance in the front and back to make that up there. And people were jealous when we got up there. They were looking up at us like, "How did you guys get up there, man?"
Actually, we were looking down at them.
Right. But we had unimpeded views of the sunset. Yeah. That was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Another boondocking spot we had was right outside of Natural Bridges National Monument.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
On the road out to that. And we were looking for a while for a boondocking spot, and we were on some rough roads looking, but it turns out that the spot we ended up choosing was just off the road. But it was a little bit sugar sandy there. It was There was water there. There was a creek that we could have crossed, and it was a little bit rough. You needed a high clearance vehicle, and we got into there no problem. So that's some of the advantages. Also, you can park this van in a regular parking spot. We were staying at hotels. We were just parking in regular parking spots. It gives you the flexibility of being able to stay in a hotel when you want or need to, and we really like that. I like that about the Class B. Very versatile. Very. It's more like an adventure when you're in a Class B.
Yeah.
I think. Now, as far as some of the things we don't like, Rose, you want to take that?
Yeah, I can do that. Everybody knows, number one, space. Needed extra space. With the two of us in here, it was a little bit cramped. Another thing that I thought was a little bit challenging was trying to shower in the bathroom. I think Dan tried it once.
I did.
And that was it. So
in Fort Myers, I did.
Yeah. So it's going to be huge to be able to shower in a regular size shower.
Yeah.
Another thing is counter space in the van. With me being the cook in the family.
There it is back there.
Yeah. I definitely need more space, more counter space to be able to prep my meals and so forth. And one other thing that I didn't care for, do you remember what that was?
The bed. The making of the bed.
Oh, yeah, the making of the bed.
And going through the bullpen. The bullpen. And if you didn't see the earlier video, the bullpen is what we call the little area right inside the door behind Rose's seat, where we would have to move to in order to move past each other in that narrow hallway.
Get in that bullpen.
Yeah, get in the bullpen, and that was something that we did quite often on that road trip. So the bottom line is, Rose needs more space.
Oh wait, and extra seating. We don't. I mean, if we wanted to take the kids or the grandkids, there's really no place for them to sit in here while we're driving down the road.
Yeah, and if we do try to put them in the back where there are seat belts, it's a little bumpy back there. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I've ridden back there before, and it is like Mr. Toad's Wild Ride back there. It gets a little bit shaky.
Yep.
While we're talking about the places you can go with a Class B, we really need to mention these national parks, because certain national parks you can't access every area in a longer RV. Now, if you have a tow vehicle, you can obviously stay at a RV park or campground and then detach your tow vehicle and go up there. But it was just kind of nice being able to go. I mean, there was a couple. Big Bend National Park jumps to mind. They don't allow any vehicles over 22 feet up to the base of the Chisos Basin, which is where we ended up staying for 2 nights and where we saw the bear. Remember that?
Yeah, that was really cool.
Yeah, and Chisos Basin is gorgeous, and we wouldn't have been able to get up there conveniently with a tow vehicle because there's not any other real campgrounds that are that close. We would have had to drive in from quite a distance away. So it was really convenient being able to do it right in our van. And where else? Mesa Verde. There's a restriction on the length of vehicles you could take up there. I know that was an issue, and I think Canyonlands also may have had restrictions. They had RV parking, and also maybe Arches.
Hey, wait, how about the place that we had that literally crossed that river or creek?
Oh, that was in the
There's no way a bigger vehicle would have been able to get in
the
there.
catwalks in New Mexico. When we visited there, the water was risen over the road, and it wasn't to the dangerous level, but you really needed. We really, actually, I don't know that we needed it. You needed high ground clearance.
Yeah.
You didn't necessarily need 4-wheel drive, but it was really nice knowing we had it, just in case we had any issues where maybe we misjudged the depth of that creek. Again, it's just an issue of access and being able to access it, and also the fun part of being able to drive across the salt flats in Death Valley in the RV.
Really...
That was just cool. I mean, you could do that in a Jeep, but it was just cool being able to do it in the van. Gosh, I'm gonna miss this van. I really am. Rose is gonna miss certain parts of it too. You know, there are a lot of advantages to the Class B. We've talked about a lot of them. There's a few disadvantages. I mean, we forgot to mention the miles per gallon. We got a really good gas mileage. Very aerodynamic. There's a lot of reasons. So you may be wondering, why are we getting rid of the van if there's all these reasons and we love it so much? And we talk about this in our Tampa RV video, RV show video, where we talk about the hunt for the perfect RV. And if you haven't seen that video, we'll link to that one in the description as well. But the bottom line is, a lot of times life is compromise, and Rose compromised quite a bit when we originally purchased the Class B, because she wanted more space from the beginning, and I wanted accessibility, and she made that compromise, and I am grateful to her for doing that. So now it's my turn to compromise a little, to get a little bit more space. Now Rose is still compromising because we're not getting a Super C. I'm not going to tell you what we're getting yet, but it's not going to be a Super C. So the RV that we're switching to has that space that Rose is craving. But that is as much of a spoiler alert as you're going to get, because if you want to see what video we chose, then you need to tune in to the next episode. And
you mean what RV we chose?
What did I say?
Video.
Which video?
What?
Oh. We are half-assed. If you want to see
your age and a little bit of senility.
I know. Senility. Okay, she's going with the senility.
I'm gonna give you a little hint though.
Don't give them any hints.
Oh.
No hints. No hints.
Darn.
They get no hints. They gotta tune in for the next episode. If you enjoyed this video, we hope you'll give us a like, because that helps us with the YouTube algorithm. And also consider subscribing, and don't forget to ring that bell for notifications so you'll be notified every time we post a new video, including the one where we tell you which RV we have decided to get. You can also follow us on Facebook and Instagram. And in the meantime, Rose, can I get a donkey kick? Donkey kick! All right, we'll see you next time.